Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. Now to say I'm excited about this Uncle Howdy pending massacre would be a slight understatement. Honestly, I think WWE, Rob Fee & Co are going to smash this Uncle Howdy pending faction reveal out the park. You gotta believe that whatever Taylor & Co are rolling with here would have been with the full blessing of Wyndham Rotunda, aka Bray Wyatt. It will be in the best of taste. What's going to happen, what characters we're going to see, how they're going to return, who they're going to target remains to be seen. But for now, I want you, the wrestling fans, to get down in the comment section and share your thoughts and opinions on this Uncle Howdy faction reveal. When do you think it's going to happen? How do you think it's going to happen? What do you think we're going to see? All your theories are welcome. There's never any judgment on this channel. Just express your wildest theories. I know a lot of you have got some amazing theories. Now, in terms of the actual reveal date, I think it would be pretty mad from WWE not to deliver on June the 17th. This has been teased through many QR codes, many cryptic clues along the way, and a massive shout out to Fiendish Howdy for breaking down really four of the main ones that we've seen and breaking down all the little details within. So check out the little details on these as well. I know you'll be pretty clued up and pretty up to date, especially if you were a Bray Wyatt fan from old, with all these cryptic clues. At this stage, it does feel a little bit like WWE are treading water a little bit, and not in a bad way, in a good way, because it's so close to being revealed now. At this stage, it even feels like Uncle Howdy himself is delivering a message to us fans in regards to us being patient, us wishing to continue on the Bray Wyatt legacy, but also at the same time, we're going to have blood on our hands. We are the ones essentially responsible for what's going to come. And that is what is so intriguing. That is what is so exciting. Now, in terms of the actual character reveals, there's been so many questions amongst fans. What are we actually going to see? And I actually think we're going to see something completely new. We're going to see new characters entirely. This is going to be Taylor Rotunda, aka Bo Dallas, forging his own legacy with his own family. New characters entirely. I think Uncle Howdy's still going to play a huge part of this. He's going to be the puppet master. He's going to be the ghost in the machine. He's going to be the guy in the background. But is Bo Dallas now fully embracing Uncle Howdy psychologically, just like Bray was? And now we're going to see each individual character in Dexter Lumis, Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy, Nikki Cross, potentially Alexa Bliss, we'll come on to that in a moment, and Bo Dallas bringing out the best versions of themselves, their darkest alter egos. And that is what we're going to see along the way, with Uncle Howdy being the creepy guy in the background, pulling the strings. I like that. He's pulled them out the cave. He's got them to forget the past, use the past and all the hurt that they've experienced in the past to their advantage, to be the best versions of themselves they can be. We haven't seen nothing yet when it comes to the best of these characters individually and as a collective family. Now, in terms of how they return, I wouldn't mind seeing a return kept simple, just like what we saw at Extreme Rules 2022 with the Bray Wyatt return. Individually, it pans around in the crowd to these new character reveals, revealing this new faction. And maybe, just maybe, we don't even see the whole faction revealed in one shot. Certainly, I don't think if Alexa Bliss is part of this, we're going to see Alexa Bliss straight away. It's going to take time. We might have to wait until, say, SummerSlam until we see Alexa Bliss. But maybe week on week we get each individual character reveal. But initially we see Taylor Rotunda, aka Uncle Howdy. Remember, he did portray him physically to protect Bray's lives. Come out, and then we get a continuation week by week through what this faction actually brings and what characters we're actually going to see physically play out. Now, in terms of who they target, it's literally like asking how long is a piece of string. We do not know who they're going to go after. A lot of people want to see them go after Judgment Day. That'd be pretty cool. Judgment Day don't really have a feud at the moment. We know Dirty Dom is obviously struggling to resist Liv Morgan, and I don't think that's going to last for long. But other than that, it certainly feels it's not long before we're going to see the Judgment Day sort of break away, and maybe this faction is part of that. This faction feuds with Judgment Day, and ultimately the Judgment Day's demise is as a result of this new Wyatt 6 faction. And we can't even call it the Wyatt 6 because we don't even know what this faction is going to be called. Like, we literally do not know, and that is what is so exciting. There are so many endless possibilities with this Uncle Howdy faction reveal and how this is going to play out creatively. But I'd be all down for a return similar to what we saw at Extreme Rules from Bray Wyatt. Now, of course, there's always the possibility that Taylor Rotunda, aka Bo Dallas, could fully embrace Uncle Howdy physically. That Uncle Howdy is either part of Bo Dallas's darkest psyche, just like with Bray Wyatt, and be the ghost in the machine, the puppet master, the guy pulling the strings, or that he fully embraces him physically and we see an evolution of Uncle Howdy. But Bo Dallas is not now portraying Uncle Howdy to protect Bray Wyatt, protect him from all the lies, but he just fully embraces Uncle Howdy, and Uncle Howdy is Bo's darkest alter ego. And we see an evolved version of Uncle Howdy, maybe. I don't think we're actually going to see that. I think we're going to see a new character entirely. Whether we see the Firefly Funhouse come to life, I think it's unlikely. I think that was a Bray thing. We know that Bray Wyatt was going to eventually reveal some form of faction. Whether it's going to be called the Wyatt 6, we'll never know. But when Bray returned, we saw all the Firefly Funhouse characters and The Fiend. Of course, Jason Baker portraying The Fiend for Bray. But we know now that The Fiend was going to be evolved. We were going to see a new version of The Fiend, Wyndham's final creation. So we know The Fiend was going to be part of this. Were the other Firefly Funhouse characters going to be part of it? Now, we know Taylor, whatever he brings creatively to the table, it's going to be something that Bray Wyatt would have fully embraced. Would Bray Wyatt have wanted the Firefly Funhouse to still be evolved if that was ever going to be the end game, and now it's going to be via Taylor and Co? Do we see Mercy the Buzzard played by Dexter, Ramblin' Rabbit played by Eric Rowan, Huskus by Joe Gacy, and maybe Abby the Witch by Nikki Cross? Doesn't feel right, because you kind of feel like if someone was going to portray Sister Abigail or Abby the Witch, it would be Alexa Bliss. But maybe we got Pluto and Nightbird in Bo Dallas and Alexa Bliss, and then the 4 characters of the Firefly Funhouse. But then, of course, you're still missing The Fiend. Would Bray have been comfortable with Taylor, Bo Dallas, or anybody portraying The Fiend? Are we going to see Bo Dallas don that Fiend mask? I personally feel it wouldn't feel right. To me, The Fiend was Bray Wyatt's darkest alter ego. Something that never truly, I think, can be replicated or brought in by someone else portraying that character. That was unique to Wyndham himself. But at the same time, I know there's a lot of WWE fans that want to see The Fiend return, and they want to see Taylor Rotunda play The Fiend. What sort of theme song are we going to see from this faction? Are these individual members going to get individual theme songs associated with their potential darker alter egos? There's so many questions. But those who were a bit disappointed about WWE potentially revealing this on an episode of Monday Night Raw, don't be disappointed. There are going to be big plans for this faction. And you've got to remember that heading into 2025 and the Netflix, of course, collaboration with WWE, it's going to be huge. And if this faction's going to be exclusive to Raw, then just think of the TV time that they're going to get heading into 2025 as part of this Netflix deal. They're going to be top draw mainstream viewing. It kind of makes sense to debut this faction on Raw in prime time when all the eyes are on the prize. If they'd done it back at King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia, it wasn't prime time. It wouldn't have been a prime reveal. Not everybody would have saw it there and then live. You can bet your bottom dollar that so many WWE fans are eagerly anticipating June the 17th and this potential Uncle Howdy faction reveal. But personally, I feel they really have to deliver on June the 17th. I don't think this massacre is going to come straight away. I think a massacre is going to happen. It's been promised, but it's going to deliver over time. And maybe, just maybe, each individual character that's part of this faction will have their personal characters that they go after that have maybe wronged them in the past, and that's the massacre that's coming for each individual member, essentially getting revenge, kind of like that. Or maybe just the faction just run absolute havoc through Monday Night Raw and just destroy everyone in sight. Like, there could be blood on our hands, right? Uncle Howdy's got some evil plans, I'm sure. And Uncle Howdy has already addressed our impatience from a WWE fan perspective, essentially saying that only he hears the words of the Red and that we need to be patient, and he will deliver things when he feels fit to. But what do you think? Get down in the comment section, share your wildest theories, opinions. How do you think this is going to be booked? When do you think it's going to happen? Who they're going to target? How these characters are going to be presented? What sort of theme songs do you think we're going to get? Are we going to get a Code Orange collab like with Bray Wyatt, potentially? Who knows? And as always, it'd be very much appreciated if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new. Catch you in the next one.